Welcome to my community on Afrocentrik television channel 15.8. This is the station that revolves around the Africans in diaspora, especially here in Houston, and by extension, of course, the United States. My name is Kola, and welcome to this episode.
I'm a census taker.
Good pay, flexible hours. Help shape your community's future. Be a census taker. Apply today.
Welcome back to my community on Afrocentrik television channel 15.8. You know, this is the station that brings about the occurrences in the Houston area, as regards to our culture and events and everything therein. And by extension, we showcase, of course, the United States. This season is about, getting counted. Not getting accounted for, but getting counted. The statistics in the United States is needed. And this happens every 10 years. Today we have two representatives from the U.S. Census Bureau. We have Ms. Terry Bennett, who is the media coordinator for our region, and also Rebecca Briscoe. She's the Dallas Region Census Center Field Division Partnership Consultant. Welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Well, this year we want to count everyone in the United States. Like I said earlier, this is not a season to be accounted for, but to be counted, right? Can you educate our audience or our viewers about census?
Well, first of all, the Census Bureau is a statistical arm of the United States government. So it tells you the footprint of America. And the first census was taken in 1790. Yes, and it's in the U.S. Constitution.
1790.
1790. You can look it up.
Okay, my ancestors were still breathing then.
Yes. So under Article 1, Section 2, everyone is to be counted. So that means everyone, regardless of your status, regardless of citizenship, race, ethnicity, disability, you are to be counted. And it's very important to be counted because we want our communities to be visible. And the information that you share is going to have a direct impact in your community for the next 10 years.
How is that? I learned, for everyone counted, there is some kind of benefits that comes with it from the government or, to help your community.
Absolutely. So it can be into congressional representation. That's one of them. That's how we determine how many congressionals we have. And in 2010, based on census data, we were able to gain 3 additional congressional offices and so forth. Also, how federal funding is going to be dispersed locally. Most of all, how are we going to get our communities to get fired up? So, for example, if we're looking at a piece of area in the Alief area and only 2,500 people get counted, that means the federal government is going to tie in resources for 2,500 people, even though
there were about 50,000 from there
may live there. And so that means it's going to be really stretched for critical programs such as roads and infrastructure, such as for businesses to want to come in to get accurate data.
Yeah, because they need data. Once there's a lot, the population is there, they will believe there's growth there.
For data, home ownership. Also, whether we can put a community center here, whether we can put a grocery store here, whether we can have more hospital districts based on population, to even traffic lights. If we have so many people for a population, we need a traffic light. But if we don't get an accurate count, we won't have those vital resources. Absolutely. So
this right here is very, very important, as you have stated. It to me, it feels like if you don't get counted, then you're not going to be accounted for when the distribution comes from the government.
Absolutely, it's very, very important, and I want your listeners to know that in the Houston metro area, one of the top 10 languages are West African languages. Yes. and it's number 6. So that means we need to make sure the African community is counted. In Houston alone has the largest Nigerian population nationwide, and they are the most highly educated community group.
Don't I feel proud right about now?
Past graduate school. So we would hope that this community would be educated and engaged to empower the elders and also the new generation. Hey, this is how you make your voice known. And it could be more Nigerians here, but it just depends on their count from 2010.
So now, we're talking about getting counted and all this benefit that comes with it. If my immigration status is I'm not yet qualified to be a citizen or a green card holder, does it mean I can still get counted?
We want everyone to be counted, regardless your status, regardless your race, ethnicity, disability, age, or sex. We want everyone to be counted.
So that information gathered during the count, during that census, is confidential, basically.
Absolutely. That information is confidential. So once you complete that census form, and we're very excited that for 2020, you will have a few ways to self-respond. One of them will be online, and that's very exciting because mostly everyone in the Houston metro area has some type of smartphone.
That's right.
Access to broadband. Also, you will have the telephone, and the telephone will be where you speak to a customer service agent in up to 13 different languages over the phone. Then there will be the traditional mail where it comes and you fill it out.
And then you mail that out.
Most people are familiar with. And if you don't self-respond those 3 different ways, that is when the enumerator comes to the door. So we're really hoping that we can optimize self-response with those 3 ways that we mentioned, since we're online and live.
So this is beautiful. So the information I provide when I do my self-response, which begins on the 12th of March, 2020.
Yes.
Right? That's when it starts. So I can either call into a number that you provide us, and also or go online to get it done, or mail in my
Absolutely. So that is correct. And I just want to reiterate that information, since we are a statistical agency, that information is only going to be in statistical format, because we want to make sure we know how many people are in each housing unit. And I also want to reinforce that when that information is mailed, it's going to say to the resident of 123 Miley Drive.
So there will be no need for an agent to come to that house anymore.
Right.
If it has been accounted for.
If you complete self-response. And I also want to reinforce that it will not say to the resident of John Brown. It will just say the address, because that is what they're concerned about. The housing unit. They want to know how many people are living at that residence. That's it. It's not going to come to a name. So we don't want to, stimulate
people saying Cola lives over here, and then they will know I live here now.
Right. So it's just going to go to the residential home.
Understood. So is the Bureau hiring right now?
Yes, we are hiring. We are looking to recruit up to 25,000 people in the Houston metro area.
Oh, I'm one of them.
Well, that's great news. We are looking to build an applicant pool that looks just like the community. And when you do apply for that job online at www.2020census.gov/jobs, putting in that zip code is going to be paramount, because that is how we're going to determine which area census office you would work out of, because we want to make sure all of our applicants are working in the community that they reside in.
So there's job posting already on there, that 2020census.gov/jobs.
Yes, sir.
And one can go in there, fill out an application, which I already did. And for supervisory or managerial position. I know y'all have that available. What other positions do y'all have available?
Since we do have 8 area census offices in the Houston metro area, we have staff that are working inside of that office, like office clerks and admin positions as well. A lot of the positions that you're mostly familiar with are the ones that are going to be in the field, like your enumerators. And in Harris County, the pay rate is up to $24.50 an hour. So what does that mean? You get paid weekly. It is a paid training. And also, you get paid miles. So I learned also when I was filling mine out that there are temp positions, and there are also, although most of it is like what, 3 months, right? For the field staff, yes,
right?
Sir.
And then there are some that are going to extend to later,
yes.
Right? And people can work part-time and full-time.
It is based on your schedule.
On your schedule. So now you need about 25,000, applicants, I would say. That being said, that means you will need people that can speak different languages as well, which could be an advantage to other Africans in our community to be in attendance or to apply for. Does that mean that people that have only green card cannot apply?
We're encouraging everyone to apply.
As long as you're eligible to work in the United States.
We're encouraging everyone to apply, but the main requirements for the job is you have to be a minimum 18 years of age, you have to be a U.S. citizen, and also you have to have access to transportation. But we are encouraging everyone in America that wants to do their civic duty to apply for these positions.
I learned also that from usajobs.gov, it's important to let people know that, when certain jobs come, they would, of course, look for U.S. citizens that are qualified to do the job first, right? Yes. And then we extend it to green card holders, yes. Then others that are on there,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
So any information you want to share, the job website, if there's any phone number whatsoever that you want to share and let our viewers understand that they can apply for the job, and as long as they're eligible, any links whatsoever that you may want to share with our viewers so they can apply for this job.
Did you want to share any additional in reference to that?
I want to reiterate 2020census.gov/jobs. usajobs.gov. Go and apply, and you'll get a response.
So how long from when you apply to, because I know the self something that you mentioned earlier, self-response starts on the 12th of March, yes, 2020, sir. And the actual census is on the 1st of April, correct. 2020. So before, I know there's going to be paid training as well. So yes, how soon, if I apply today, how soon do you think I may or may not get a call?
It's a very good question. It also depends on veterans' preference. Also, by completing that completing that application online, you're going to get a profile, and that profile is going to tell you whether you're available to hire or not. And so, if you are available to hire, people will be calling you. So we're suggesting every applicant pick up every number that they receive. I know a lot of us, we screen phone calls, right, because they may or may not leave a voice message. And if they don't leave a voice message, guess what? They're going to scratch that applicant off the list and go to the next one.
Wow.
Go to the next one until someone accepts that position.
So in the event that I missed a call, let's say I'm here now with you all at the studio, I can't have my phone, right? So, but I get a call. And is it possible for me to return a call? Would there be somebody on the other side of the line to pick it up?
There should be, but we cannot guarantee that position will still be open.
Would there be emails following this, or no emails either?
Not to my knowledge. I know there are emails that are going after you complete the application. And also they're sending automatic emails saying that we have received all of your documentation.
Right, I got that.
And someone may be calling you soon. So
Fantastic.
That's standard, exchange.
Well, Houston, you have heard it all, and if you think you're qualified for it, please do apply. We need to be accountable. We need to get these statistics going so we know the benefits you, even as a resident of wherever community you are, can contribute towards your community. That means, they want to allocate some funds to your community. If you're not counted, that means you are the one putting your community at a disadvantage, and it's all going to be your fault. I'm gonna blame you for that. But anyway, it's an opportunity for you to be a part of the United States Census Bureau, to be counted for, statistically counted for, and also to get a job, at least something you can do temporarily for the next, and they pay good, about almost $25. And this is Houston. That can do you a great deal. It may not be so much in the California, LA area, I don't know, but in Houston area, that's something. So I will encourage everyone to apply. And please, when they come knocking, open your door. We won't, I say we, as if I'm hired already, huh? So, well, I don't think they would, they're not gonna disclose your status. It's just about the numbers and the statistics in that region, okay? Well, until next time, just stay tuned. We will be right back.
I'm a census taker.
Good pay, flexible hours help shape your community's future. Be a census taker. Apply today.
Welcome back to my community on Afrocentrik Television, channel 15.8. I hope you have enjoyed this segment. I have, and I've also learned so much from these vibrant ladies that came to talk to us about the Census Bureau. Don't forget the dates. For the Census Bureau, you can do a self-assessment, or you can submit your census papers or whatever it is on or before April 1st, but you can start it on March 12, 2020, and that goes to everybody as long as you're eligible to apply. Also, you can apply for the job under with this link, 2020 census. I think it's just, anyway, it's down here. Don't let me mess it up for y'all. It's down here. The producers are just going to present that for you. Hope you enjoyed the show so far. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Afrocentrik Television, and also follow us on Instagram, Afrocentrik TV, at Afrocentrik TV, and on Facebook, Afrocentrik TV or television. Until next time, I hope to be here for you. My name remains Kola, your host. Take care.
Welcome to the 2020 Census. This video will introduce you to the 2020 Census, present a quick overview of the online questionnaire, and help you answer the questions. The 2020 Census is a count of every person living in the United States. The census is required by the U.S. Constitution and takes place once every 10 years. The 2020 Census is very important. Your responses help to determine the number of seats each state has in Congress and guide how more than $675 billion in federal funding is spent in communities each year. The 2020 Census is easy. Completing these questions only takes about 10 minutes. You can respond online from a computer, tablet, or mobile phone 24 hours a day. You can also respond over the phone or using the paper questionnaire. If you respond, we may not need to send a Census Bureau interviewer to visit you. An interviewer may still visit if you respond late, if we have follow-up questions, or for other surveys. Your information is confidential. Federal law protects your responses. Your answers can only be used to produce statistics and cannot be used against you by any government agency or court. Now we will take you on a quick tour of the Internet questionnaire. Step-by-step instructions will be provided later in the video. When you visit my2020census.gov, you will log in using the Census ID from the materials that were mailed to you or left at your door. We will ask you to confirm your address and provide your name and phone number. Next, we will ask you to count how many people will be living or staying at this address on April 1st, 2020, and list the name of each person who will be living or staying at your address. We will also remind you to include people that might have been missed. We will ask whether the home is owned or rented, and who owns or rents the home. We will ask each person about their sex, date of birth and age, Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish origin, and race. When there is more than one person at an address, we will ask how they are related to the reference person. Finally, we will ask whether anyone sometimes stays at another address. If you're ready to begin, go to my2020census.gov now. The online questionnaire is available in English and 12 non-English languages. To select a language, click on the globe icon and select the name of the language, or select the name of the language at the bottom of any screen. Don't worry if you are looking for a language that is not listed. This video will show a step-by-step demonstration. Keep watching. You will need to complete the 2020 census in one session. If you leave, you will have to start over. To begin, choose Start Questionnaire. First, enter your 12-digit Census ID. Your Census ID is on the materials that we mailed to your address or left at your door. If you do not have a Census ID, select the link below the Login button and answer some additional questions about your address. You will still be able to respond. Then, confirm that you are completing the 2020 Census questionnaire for the address shown. Select Yes or No. If you will be staying at this address on April 1st, choose Yes. Otherwise, choose No. The Next button takes you forward, and the Previous button takes you back. Do not use the forward or back buttons on your browser, or else you may need to start over. Next, enter your name and telephone number. Enter your full name in English letters. Sometimes a message may appear on the screen that asks you to check your response or enter additional information. Review what you entered before selecting the Next button. Enter the number of people, including yourself, who will be living or staying at this address on April 1st, 2020. Click on the underlined blue links for help with the questions. Make sure that you count people where they usually live and sleep. If someone does not have a usual residence, count them where they will be staying on April 1st. Include babies and children of all ages, close or extended family members, people who are not related to you, and people staying here without a permanent place to live. Do not include anyone who lives away from this address most of the year, such as college students, armed forces personnel, people in a nursing home, mental hospital, jail, prison, detention center, etc., or people visiting who usually live and sleep somewhere else. These people will be counted in other ways. Then, list the name of each person living or staying at this address. To add more people, select the button labeled Add Another Person. We do not want to miss any people staying at this address on April 1st. If you forgot to include anyone who stays here, choose Yes and enter those names. Otherwise, choose No. Now you're ready for the next two questions about the home at this address. On April 1st, will the house, apartment, or mobile home at this address be owned by you or someone in this household with a mortgage or loan, including home equity loans, owned by you or someone in this household free and clear without a mortgage or loan, rented, or occupied without payment of rent? Then, select the names of the owners or renters of this house, apartment, or mobile home. Next, we ask some questions about each person you listed earlier. First, we ask if the person is male or female. We also ask you to enter the month, day, and year this person was born. Make sure that the age that appears is correct as of April 1st, 2020. Next, we ask about Hispanic origin and race. Please answer both this and the next question. Select whether this person is not of Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish origin, Mexican, Mexican-American, or Chicano, Puerto Rican, Cuban, or another Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish origin. If you selected the last response, enter more details in the box below. Next, we ask about race. Select one or more checkboxes. White, Black or African American, American Indian or Alaska Native, Chinese, Filipino, Asian Indian, Vietnamese, Korean, Japanese, other Asian, Native Hawaiian, Samoan, Chamorro, other Pacific Islander, or some other race. Enter detailed origins in the boxes that look like this. Additional people will also see this question. How is this person related to the reference person? Select opposite sex husband, wife, or spouse, opposite sex unmarried partner, same sex husband, wife, or spouse, same sex unmarried partner, biological son or daughter, adopted son or daughter, stepson or stepdaughter, brother or sister, father or mother, grandchild, parent-in-law, son-in-law or daughter-in-law, other relative, roommate or housemate, foster child, or other non-relative. We're almost finished. Some people live or stay in more than one place, and we need to make sure everyone is only counted once. Select the name of anyone who usually lives or stays somewhere else. Otherwise, choose none of the above. If a person does usually live or stay somewhere else, select the reason why from the following: to be with a parent, grandparent, or other person, to attend college, for a military assignment, to be closer to a job or business, in a nursing home or group home, in a jail or prison, at a seasonal or second residence, or for another reason. Great job! You are now ready to send your responses. Select Submit Questionnaire to complete the 2020 census. You will see a confirmation page with your address and today's date. That's it. You have completed the 2020 census online. Thank you. You may now close the web browser. To share this video or similar videos in other languages, please visit 2020census.gov/languages.